You know, you have to look fabulous when you cook. And voila! It's getting hot in here, so I had to take off my jacket. Sweet! I am Estelle Day. I will be your host for this show, and I will show you how to make one of my favorite keto-vegan desserts, raspberry blueberry crumble. Guilt-free. We're using almond flour and it says GF. That means guilt-free.
Taking a little drip. Who is this?
Now I feel like cooking. Okay, we're looking fabulous. Okay, so let's start. First, the ingredients for the crumb topping. Number one, you are going to need 1 cup of super fine almond flour. Almond flour is incredible. This is what we're using today. Can you see it? Super fine almond flour. GF here means gluten-free. I like to say that means, I like to pretend that it means guilt-free, okay? Because this is truly a guilt-free dessert. Oh, there's people Instagramming. Okay, this is a guilt-free dessert. So, I love Bob's Red Mill. Incredible. You can purchase this from the links below my video. I put all the links to get all of this online, so you don't even have to go to the market to make this recipe. Number 2, 1/3 cup chopped walnuts. 1/3 cup chopped walnuts. Number 3, we have 1/4 cup Miyoko's Kitchen butter. For those of you who do not know Miyoko's Kitchen makes the best vegan cheese and butter on the market. This tastes like butter. I put this on my bread made of almond flour that has no wheat or no gluten and it's totally keto. I put this and this tastes exactly like butter. It melts like butter, it acts like butter, it tastes like butter. Do not substitute this for anything. Miyoko's cultured vegan butter. Now, if you want to go keto, you could use grass-fed butter, but that's not vegan. So the next is 1/4 cup Lakanto monk fruit sweetener. My favorite keto sweetener, which is from monk fruit and erythritol. This is incredible. It is non-GMO, it is 0 additives, vegan, gluten-free, 0 aftertaste. It's a sugar replacement, 0 calories, 0 glycemic, 0 everything. And it's all natural. I would not suggest replacing this with anything else because this is so good. You can use this to replace, and it looks like sugar, it acts like sugar, it's sugar with no 0 glycemic, okay? 0 calories, and it's all natural. So this is incredible. Next is 1/2 teaspoon nutmeg, okay? 1/2 teaspoon ground nutmeg. I'm a nutmeg freak. And nutmeg tastes a little bit like the holidays, so this is like good for around this time of year, but I'm like a freak. Like I'm probably gonna finish this in a month. Now, for the berry filling, that is so good. Oh, it tastes like pie. It's just so good. Oh, I love it. 2 cups blueberries. That ends up being about 2 small packages. I use 2 small packages. If you want, you can measure it out perfectly, but 2 small packages of fresh blueberries. Next, 1 package or 1 cup raspberries. And if you want to go totally organic, I suggest it. If you're not going organic with these, I definitely suggest really washing them before you put them in your amazing keto vegan crumble, because you don't want to, like, you know, poison yourself with pesticides while you're going so healthy. And again, 1 cup is about 1 package, and that's what I use. Next, we take 3 tablespoons of our monk fruit sweetener. Again, 0 glycemic, totally vegan, tastes like sugar, feels like sugar, acts like sugar, but it's not sugar. It's totally natural. It's totally vegan, 0 glycemic. This is my favorite. Next, juice of half a lemon. Half a lemon. Cut the lemon in half, juice it. Juice of half a lemon. This lemon, these lemons, do you see these lemons? These are from my grandmother's garden here on the property. So we picked a bunch of lemons and now we have to use them in our fabulous recipes. So juice of a half lemon. Next is xanthan gum. We're gonna do a 1/4 teaspoon of xanthan gum. I think I'm pronouncing this correctly. I have no idea. Last but not least, 1 little sprig of basil to garnish on the top. First and foremost, before we mix any ingredients together, you are going to preheat your oven to 350 degrees. Okay, so let's start. First, we are going to make the berry filling. So what you do is you take your blueberries and you take your raspberries and you put them together. How easy is that? Next, you add all the other ingredients for the berry filling into the bowl. Next, we're going to cut the lemon in half. And we are going to squeeze the lemon all over the blueberries and raspberries. Next step, we're going to take 3 tablespoons of our monk fruit sweetener, and we are going to sprinkle that on top of the blueberry and raspberry mixture. Last but not least, we're going to take a 1/4 teaspoon of our xanthan gum, and we are going to sprinkle that on top. Now you want to mix the whole thing together. I'd love to taste it. Oh my gosh, after you've mixed it all together, just taste a berry. So good. So next we're gonna take Miyoko's butter. This is not included in the ingredients. Just take a little, like 1/4 of the butter. Grease inside of your baking bowl with the Miyoko's butter so that the berries don't stick. And it will have an amazing buttery taste. Next, we're ready for the crumb topping. The crumb topping is so good. First, we're gonna chop our walnuts. And I'm doing so on this amazing cutting board that I won in a white elephant Christmas gift exchange. It's so incredible. This board is like curved downward. So when you chop the nuts stay in the cutting board. It has this amazing sharp knife to cut. It's incredible. It's my favorite gift from the holidays because I bake all the time. And now in a separate bowl, we are going to mix some of our dry ingredients for the crumble. We're going to mix our 1 cup of super fine almond flour. We're going to mix our 1/3 cup of walnuts. We are going to mix in our 1/2 teaspoon of nutmeg. We're going to mix all of our dry ingredients for the crumb topping with the exception of the monk fruit sweetener and the melted butter. And now, this is a little trick. We need to melt the Miyoko's vegan butter, okay? Again, we're using a 1/4 cup of this. And what's really great is on the Miyoko's vegan butter, it shows you what a 1/4 cup is. So you don't even have to measure it. So what I like to do, I have a trick for melting butter. I have these amazing measuring spoons. This says this is a 1/4, this is a 1/2 cup, and it's a metal measuring spoon. And what I do is I put the butter in the measuring spoon and I wave it over the flame of the oven until it melts. If you are keto vegan and you cook with coconut oil, obviously we're not using coconut oil here, but this is great because it can measure the coconut oil, and then if you need to melt it more, you just put it over the flame and it really melts. So once you have your melted Miyoko's Kitchen vegan butter, then you're gonna pour that into the dry ingredients that you just mixed. Last but not least, we're gonna put our 1/4 cup of monk fruit sweetener on top of all the dry ingredients and the melted butter, and we're really gonna mix that together. And what you're gonna notice is that it's becoming now a crumble for the top. So it's starting to like clump together and look more like the crumble you would taste on the top of your blueberry raspberry crumble that's keto and vegan. I like to powder my face before we move on to the actual cooking part because my face might get a little like shiny. So the last step before we start baking is, now that you have your berries in the cooking bowl, you are going to crumble on top all the crumb topping that we just made. Just crumble it all on top everywhere. And now we are ready to put it in the oven. This is the oven.
Can I see?
Well, I'm in the middle, I'm on a flow. You're gonna bake the berry crumble on 350 degrees for a half an hour, and then turn up the heat after a half an hour to 450, and we're just gonna brown the top. The key is to watch. I'm like an impatient child when it comes to cooking. I'm always like looking in the oven and, you know, wondering how it looks. I would suggest to do the same. Keep checking on it. Make sure it's not, I mean, everybody's oven is a little different. Now we wait. So the reason that I eat keto vegan, I got into this way of eating. I'm a fashion designer and a beauty expert. So I have to look my best, but I also have to feel my best because my time is very demanding. Like now, I'm up at 2 in the morning making a cooking show. So I need to feel like optimal, okay? So my vegan keto journey began with a lot of trial and error. It actually started when I started doing MARK ESTEL fashion shows at New York Fashion Week. And, you know, I was living the life. I was eating brie cheese every night, bread. I was enjoying myself. I ate out every night. And what happened? I gained about 40 pounds. Let's cut to the fashion show and I will show you. Mark and I came out at the end of the runway. You know, after all the models do their final walk, Mark and I came out, and we're known for playing our own music and designing the clothes in our runway shows. And Getty Images took a ton of pictures from the press. They call it the pit, okay? They call where you see a bunch of photographers at the beginning of the runway, they call that the pit. So from that day forward, I was like, I need to change the way I've been living. I didn't feel good. I really, also for health reasons, like I just carrying all that extra weight, it just wasn't, it's not my normal weight. My normal weight is like what I am now. And I've been like that my whole life until I started obsessively eating everything in sight, not caring what I was putting into my body. Unhealthy, I need to change my ways. So I first went keto, which is basically cutting out like wheat, bread, pasta, all the carbohydrates. I was never, and I'm still not, I'm not some hardcore keto person who counts every carb. I actually don't count my carbs at all. I just cut out all sugar. I cut out all wheat, all gluten. And And that's pretty much what I do. Now, what happened is my body's super sensitive, and I was vegetarian, vegan for many years. And then I went crazy and gained 40 pounds and started eating whatever I wanted, and we saw the result. We saw the result at my fashion show. So my body, I think, is just used to eating vegan, like very low dairy. So I was keto for a while at first, and I did lose some weight, but there was like that extra 10 pounds that I couldn't lose. And I had a hunch that it was because I was eating a little bit too many animal products. I was eating way too much dairy, like milk and coffee, cream, or cream and coffee actually, cream and coffee, cheese. I was eating meat, red meat all the time. It wasn't healthy for me. And I couldn't drop the final 10 pounds that I needed to drop to feel and look my best and what my normal weight is. I tried Keto-Vegan. And first of all, I did drop the last 10 pounds easily. It came right off once I cut out, especially dairy. I eat meat maybe like once a month. And on special occasions, I will make once a month, or twice a month at most, I will make my favorite melted brie with, cheese with nuts. As my friend Suzanne Dunn would say, I'm a cheegan. I'm a vegan who cheats. I'm a cheegan. I'm mostly vegan. Once or twice a month, I will eat one thing of dairy and some meat, and that's it. Okay, so most of the time, I'm keto vegan. However, even though I am keto vegan or keto cheegan, because I sometimes cheat, there's one thing that I don't eat that's vegan, and that's eggs. I do eat eggs. So no sugar, no dairy except for eggs. Meat, no meat. Meat only once a month. And no sugar ever. Really, sugar is horrible. And I don't eat sugar. You don't have to. The thing is, you don't have to eat sugar. You also do not need to eat flour and wheat and gluten. You don't have to eat that because there's so many amazing alternatives that taste just as amazing, if not more amazing. Keto vegan. We're in my grandmother's kitchen. My grandmother, Jan Day, was the founder of JAFRA Cosmetics. And a lot of you know she was a beauty icon. She made she founded the most amazing company called JAFRA Cosmetics, which is, most of you know what that is. Most of you use JAFRA, so yay. And they're the most amazing cosmetic products. But my grandmother and grandfather Jan and Frank Day founded JAFRA Cosmetics. We are in their kitchen in Malibu. So it's so appropriate that I am gonna have this show, How to Cook Looking Fabulous, in my grandma's kitchen, because the thing about my grandmother is, she was an entrepreneur. She founded a huge beauty company and was in the beauty industry, and you can imagine she was not a cook. I was not coming over to grandma's house for cookies, okay? So the rare time, actually my grandfather is the one who cooked. But my grandmother rarely cooked. And when she did, she told me as a little girl, if you're gonna cook, you might as well look fabulous doing it. So today I am fabulous in my little cooking class. I learned from my grandmother that freedom in your job and your business and life is the most important thing. So I grew up just wanting to be free. So when I did that runway show and I had gained 40 pounds because I was being free to eat whatever I wanted, I was like, oh no, like I have to do something about this. And I tried going keto vegan, but my goal was to still be as free as I was when I was eating whatever I wanted. So it's been my mission, and I've achieved it, that I don't deny myself anything. If I want a vegan keto chocolate chip cookie, then I will figure out how to make one. If I want a vegan keto croissant, I will find out how to make one. If I want a vegan keto bowl of pasta, I will make it. So if you have any dish that you absolutely cannot live without, I want you to feel free. Leave that dish in the comments below and I will find out how to make a vegan keto version that tastes good of your favorite dish, so that we can all be healthy, we can all be free to eat whatever we want, and we can all be keto, vegan, or both, or whatever, and you can feel healthy and happy. And now we're gonna take it out of the oven. And look at this. This is so good. And then last step, once we've taken it out of the oven, is to take our sprig of basil and you're just gonna put it on top just to make it look beautiful and natural. You're gonna put it on top and voila. And here it is. We have our vegan, keto, guilt-free, incredible, healthy, high protein, high fiber, high everything, will make you feel good. It's incredible. We have our amazing berry crumble, blueberry and raspberry crumble. Now we get to eat it. I wish you all a happy 2020 and I'll see you next time. Amazing keto vegan dish. I would love to hear from you guys. If you'd love to see the runway videos that I was referring to earlier, or before I started eating keto vegan, check out my playlist below. There are several videos, several interviews, and you'll see Estelle Day before she was keto vegan. So check those videos out of my fashion shows. If anyone loves my makeup, you can check out where I got it below. I'll give you a hint. All the makeup I'm wearing today is from the company that my grandmother founded. So I'm just gonna leave it at that, and then you can go check below and figure out what company that is. Some of you know, but some of you don't. And don't forget to subscribe. I have so many amazing beauty tutorials, fashion tutorials, now glamorous cooking shows, now glamorous keto vegan cooking shows that I'm so excited to share with you. Everything that is in the ingredients today, check out the links below. I have given a link to every single ingredient that you saw, so you don't even have to go to the market. You can just order right off the internet. It's gonna come to your house and you can just start baking keto vegan. Don't forget to follow me on Facebook, Estelle Day Malibu, and Instagram, Estelle Day Official. Thank you guys. Have fun baking.